Yeah, hello everyone. I am Zilan Basha, Department of BES1. So here in the process of computation thinking for structure design course, today we are discussing about the topic 2D arrays. So what 2D arrays are? So let us discuss about that one by one. So here we have already discussed about 1D array earlier. So as of we have discussed about 1D array, we came here to learn the 2D array. What 1D array is, first of all, what 2D arrays are. So whenever we discuss about 1D array, we have either, let me take out the example, we have an array like this, A of 10. Okay. So this array size 10 you are giving, it is only taking care of one dimension, that is either row or column. So here we are talking about two-dimensional arrays, like we are going to discuss about an array with two dimension. Means just like if you have an idea about matrix in mathematics, it discuss about both rows and columns. So if we take one element here, for example 10, for example 10 is there, okay, that 10, so in row wise where it belongs to, in column wise where it belongs to, that is what we are going to see now. So in the learning instructional objectives, we are going to discuss about the 2D arrays and what are the outcomes here. So after the end of the session, we are going to learn how to declare and initialize 2D array, how to access elements of 2D arrays and implement of two-dimensional arrays programs in C language. So let us go ahead. So now here have a look, we have an array with 2D, means two dimensions are there. So first dimension talks about rows, second dimension talks about columns. Assume here I have written 10. In single dimension array also we have, let me take out the size array of 10. So how we create and show the elements like this. These are the partition elements 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and up to 9, like this, up to 9, 6, 7, 8, 9. So here, so if you take the element for example 12, so which belongs to A of 0, that is talks about the only one dimension. Now we have to represent the same element either 10 or 12 whatsoever you are inserting, where it is available in the row wise and where it is available in the column wise. That is what we have to look into. So 2D arrays talks about the element belongs to both row wise and column wise. For example, it is available here, 13 is available here. So where it belongs to, in row wise where it belongs to and column wise where it belongs to, that is what we need to look at here. So whenever we are talking about one dimensional array, the index starts with 0. And here similarly in two dimensional array, the index also starts with 0, row wise 0, column wise 0. Let me write down here 0, 1, 2, 3. Means 12 is the element which belongs to row wise 0, column wise 0. Means it belongs to A of 0, 0. If I ask you the where you have stored the element 12, I can say like, you can say like this 12 belongs to row wise 0th index and column wise 0th index. And somebody will ask you where this 13 belongs to. I can say, and we can say like 0 is the row size, row index, and 1 is the column index. So this 13 belongs to A of 0, 1. So let me assign 13 here. Now I can ask you like 15 I have stored, where this 15 is going to be stored in a matrix. So I can say like it belongs to row wise is 0 still, but column wise it belongs to 2. Means your inserted element 15 belongs to 0th row and second column. So this is how our discussion progresses. So let me elaborate our discussion with further diagrams. Here two-dimensional array, if I go ahead with the next slide where we are getting, have a look at the table, table 0 0, just now how I explained, table 0 1, table 0 2, table 0 3, means this entire thing belongs to 0th row, but column wise 0th row, 0th column, like that. Okay. So now have a look again, you can see table 0 1 is nothing but 0th row, first column, which one I have explained in the previous example. So let me go ahead forward. Now have a look, this is how to declare the two-dimensional array, the way how to declare our two-dimensional array. So have a look. So here data type is given, array name is given, data type is given, array name is given, and this is the size of the first dimension and this is the size of second dimension. Let me elaborate my explanation. So here I have declared with some example. I have created an array of integer type, two-dimensional array of integer type with 3 rows and 4 columns. It means internally the memory is going to be allocated like this. How many rows? 3 rows. Let me draw 3 rows, 0th row, first row, second row. How many columns are there? 4 columns are there. Let me bring 4 columns, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. Now if I start storing my elements, the first element will be stored like this, 12, a of 0, 0. Next 25, a of 0, 1, like that. Or I can say like 45 belongs to a of 0, 2. This is how the elements are to be declared in two-dimensional, I repeat, like how the elements are going to be stored in two-dimensional array. Simply I can use the terminology like matrix, 2D matrix. Whereas in mathematical matrix our indexing starts with 1 1, 1 2, 1 3, 2 1, 2 2, 2 3, 3 1, 3 2, 3 3. Whereas coming to our C programming language, we are not going to start with 1 1, instead we are going to start with 0 0. That is a variation. Okay? Okay. Then here I will be proceeding further with two-dimensional array. Here you can see like in the further slide, the concept of how I have explained just now with the diagram. It is the table, entire table shown. Have a look. So a of 0 0, ABC of 0 1, ABC of 0 2, ABC of 0 2. I have given the example of A in the table. I am showing the example of a array name ABC. That is the only variation here. Okay, these are the memory allocations. Here you are going to store your elements. These are the places. Okay, so now let us go ahead with further discussion. Look here, memory allocations, how it goes, right? So here the memory allocations are look, ABC of 0 1, which means here some memory, internal memory 82206 is the number given, right? That is not the exact number of memory location of your where your elements are going to be stored. It is some random number we are giving, and also in the computer memory in your system, if that particular memory will be allocated from your system memory, that will be allocated. That number may vary, but the process of storing the elements will be the same. And here we need not to worry about what is the allocation 82206 or 82208 or what is that, no need to worry about. So here one thing we need to remember, 82206 is given, next 82210 is given. Where is 82207, 08, 09? Means 4. What about the remaining sizes? We have discussed about the integer occupies 4 bytes of memory. So that's why 6, 7, 8, 9 belongs to the first slot, and 10, 11, 12, 13 belongs to the second slot, and 14, 15, 16, 17 belongs to the third slot. Like that 4 bytes each will be partitioned. Okay. Now, this is one example how to declare or store the elements into the array. Directly we can create something like int some array name, some row size, some column size. Here look, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 are stored. How many rows? 2 rows. This is going to be stored like this. Let me draw. So disp is there, disp of how much size? 2, 4 na, 2 rows 4 columns. Let me draw 2 rows na, 1 first row, second row, 0, 1. How many columns? 0, 1, 2, 3, totally 4. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 10, 11, 12, 13 are going to be stored here. 14, 15, 16, 17 are going to be stored here. Means now how these elements are going to be stored? Disp of 0, 0, what is the element available here? 10. Disp of 0, 1, what is the element available here? 11. Disp of 0, 2, 12. Disp of 0, 3, 13. So disp of 1, 0, 14. Disp of 1, 1, 15. Like that all the elements are going to be stored. And there is one more way how to store the elements into there. Directly we can assign the elements, but the very first we often recommend you to the first procedure. This is directly assigning of elements. Okay. So directly assignment of elements, just like if you declare a normal variable int a equals to 10, you write, directly you are assigning, this is a normal variable, you are assigning 10 to that. In the similar way, a 2-dimensional array is declared here and you are assigning the elements. There are 2 ways to store the elements, we all know that. The first one is directly while declaration itself, like this, a equals to 10 or something like disp of 2, 0, 2 of 4, like this we can store the elements. But while coming to the another option of storing the elements, we can go with always the stdin. I mean to say we can go with always scanf, where we can read the input through the keyboard. Okay. So that we need to discuss further. So here let me come to the topic of how to read the elements in by using the loops also. So this slide is simply how what I have declared is just showing the few examples like how valid, which are going to be considered as valid declarations, which are going to be considered as invalid declarations. So for example, here have a look. So here row wise, column wise size is there, 2 of 2 means 2 rows 2 columns. So directly if you assign the elements like this, na, it will be accept. But have a look here at the second example, row size is missing but column size is given. Means you are not clearly mentioning what is the kind of memory the system has to use. That is why this is going to be considered as invalid declaration. And look at the third one, int a of abc of no row size, no column size is given. Okay. Now, so as no row size and column size are given, so the system gets confused what kind of memory is to be taken. So that is why this declaration is going to be considered as invalid declaration. Okay. Now let us move to the next slide where the elements are declared. I mean to say that normal values int val equals to a of 2, 3 means the fourth element is going to be stored from the third row of element, means in the particular variable. For example, I have a variable called val. If I am saying a of 2, 3 means yeah, let me explain this clearly with the example what this talks about. Suppose you have a variable called int a, or let me take out z equals to let me write a of 2, 3. What is this a of 2, 3? Okay, let me talk about. So like you have one array, two-dimensional array like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Assume that you are having elements 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 20, 26 and 27. So, what you are assigning here, A of 2, 3, second row, third column. Let me come to the second row, third column. What is the element available here? 20, 23. Means let me take out 23 or 43, doesn't matter. Okay, assume that 43 is available. Means in second row, third column, what is the value available? 43. Z equals to 43 will be assigned to this Z. Okay. So that is what the declaration talks about. If particular variable is taken, that single integer variable is taken, but you are assigning a two-dimensional array value. What does it mean here? That's what it talks about. A of array means, you look here, this is obviously the integer two-dimensional array, right? Means obviously you are going to store integer elements only. So each memory slots, all group of integers I can say, all group of integer values I can say, two-dimensional array format. So second row, third column, what is there? 43 value, the single 43 value can be assigned to the single variable, integer variable Z. That 43 is assigned here. Okay. Now, let me go to the further slide. Before that, let me erase this. So here, if you ask me something like what are the real time examples where you can see the 2D arrays usually. So you can say like some tables, some images, some game boards. I can say like, just look at that, chess is there. Chess. In chessboard, you can see all boxes are available, white and black or something like two different color boxes are available. So how, if you look at the 8 rows, 8 columns are there. For example, if you write, you know that chessboard how it looks like, right? 8 rows, 8 columns like this will be available. Similarly, the first box, second box, third box like this. Actually, I have drawn is 4 rows, 4 columns, but let us 5 rows and 4 columns I have taken here, but assume that 8 rows, 8 columns are there. This is how your chessboard looks like. So some examples what to imagine what two-dimensional array looks like. Internally, it is a mixture of rows and columns like. Now, I will explain you with some examples like how to as I have explained you how we have assigned the values, how it is getting stored. With what flow example, I will explain you totally how the two-dimensional array works. Okay. Now, let me take something some example like program like main is there. Okay. So I have created a two-dimensional array like A of 2, 2. Okay. So I have explained you already directly how can assign the values to the two-dimensional array. Now I will explain with the example of like how to take the input values from the keyboard. Okay. Now assume that I will taking I comma j. Two variables are there, I is there, j is there. So let me write one for loop like this. For I equals to 1, sorry, let me start with 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, and let me take out one more for loop for j equals to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. I am writing like scanf percentage d ampersand a of I j. This is the small program I have written, but I have written only off. After this I will complete my program. Before that let me explain these two for loops. So here very starting, let me start with this line. A of 2 2 means you have created or you have declared a two-dimensional array of size 2 rows and 2 columns like this. 2 rows, sorry, two rows, 2 columns, 0 1 0 1. Like this, one two-dimensional array is created. Now it is your duty to give the input, right? In one-dimensional array, if you have declared like this, a of some 10 or something, like how you give in the input using for loop, for I equals to 0, I less than 9, I less than 10, I plus plus. I less than 10, I plus plus. Means here totally this loop will run for 10 times and you will be writing scanf %d ampersand a of I, right. So totally here this loop will run for how many times? 10 times. First time I will be 0, means a of 0 index you are going to store the element, next element will be stored in a of 1. This is about one dimensional array. This is completely. Now I am comparing or taking this what knowledge whatever I have in one dimensional, we have the knowledge in one dimensional array, the same knowledge I am expanding to my two dimensional array program. Let me try with this explanation. So before that let me erase this and now let me come here. So here I have created a two-dimensional array like this. The internal memory slots will be allocated for us. Now look at, for I equals to 0, this loop will run for how many times? First of all, let us talk about that. I equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. For j equals to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. So when very first I equals to 0, the control will come here. 0 less than 2, condition is true. After that the control will come here. J again initialize with 0, 0 less than 2, this is also true, and you are coming here. Look here, scanf, you are writing a of ampersand a of ij. Up to here very first time you are coming, right. So I is also 0, j is also 0, means you are going to enter some element from the keyboard that is going to be stored in the slots 0 0, which is nothing but the slot 0 0 here. Something like 45 you have entered, that will be stored here. Now again the control will go back here. J plus plus means j value becomes 1. 1 less than 2, condition is true obviously. Now again you are coming inside 0 1, a of 0 1. So this time whatever the element you are entering will be stored in 0th row and first column. 0th row, first column. Assume that you have entered 80. Like this, again the control will go back and check j plus plus. 2 less than 2, is it possible? No, the condition is false. Means internal for loop exit has done here. Now the control again will come back to here. I plus plus, it has started its flow from 0. Now it will become 1. 1 less than 2, condition is true. Again the control will come inside. As the control comes again as a fresh, then the j value will start from 0. Means this time I will be 1 and j will be 0. The value what you are going to store will be stored in a of 1 0 slot. 1 0 slot means if I assume that you have entered 25 will be stored here. The similar way, now again that a of 2 2 means the a of 1 1, that value, next value will be stored here. So this is how the elements are going to be stored. Now let me continue my explanation. Till now I have explained how input is going to be stored. Now after taking the input, now I have to display, right. So what is to be done for display? Let me go ahead. So I plus plus here, j plus plus, let me keep that, and this closing one I am removing. Why? Because this main function I am not going to close. J loop is closed. I mean to say internal loop, outer for loop, inner for loop is closed, and thereafter I am writing again the same for loops. Why? Because I want to display the element which is belongs to the slot 0 0, next 0 1, next 1 0, next 1 1, means almost obviously we are going to get the same for loops for display also. Let me write down that for I equals to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus, then for j equals to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Thereafter, instead of scanf, I will be writing printf for printing, and the similar way. First you print the values which belongs to the variables ij. So very first ij or 0 means 0 0. So a of 0 0 value will be displayed. Okay. Next a of 0 1 value will be displayed. Next a of 1 0 value will be displayed. Thereafter a of 1 1 value will be displayed. This is how the basic two-dimensional program runs. Okay. So further I am coming back to the slides. So you might be having, you can take a note, you may practice. So you may read, practice a matrix elements and display the elements, or if you want to read the 5 elements student marks, then you can read them and you can display them. Like this you can start your basic preparation, okay, basic preparation with the two-dimensional array program.